Natsumi, you and Inuzuka Himari are best friends like sugar and spice. Himari is quite popular with the boys, but she is not interested in romance, while Yu has a hobby of making accessories, so no one pays attention to her. Therefore, Himari wanted the two of them to marry each other if they were still single by the age of 30, even though he flatly refused. Himari thought she would have a special place with Yu, until Yu accidentally reunited with his childhood friend and first love during high school. Since then, the relationship between the best friends has experienced changes. Will Himari confront her feelings for Yu, or will she settle for being his best friend? Episode 1. Yu is a member of the science club. In their sophomore year, they realized how difficult it was to start a business at school. He went to great lengths to make up to 100 necklaces but only managed to sell 5 today, so he was very disappointed. As Yu walked into the store, he saw a mischievous girl with wavy green hair standing inside. She asked him where he had gone, leaving the store unattended like this. The girl informed Yu that earlier there were quite a few girls who showed up here, but he didn't care because they were just looking and not buying anything. However, Yu couldn't have imagined that this unfamiliar girl had helped him sell 27 necklaces while he was away. She had heard from the manager that Yu was trying to sell up to 100 accessories, so she was very curious about the reason behind it. Even though it was their first meeting, the girl kept clinging to Yu, making him extremely confused because he rarely interacted with pretty girls and was very afraid of being laughed at. And so, standing in front of that super cute figure, Yu shared his dream of opening a flower accessory shop, but his parents insisted he pursue engineering first, leading to a big argument between them. In the end, his parents only agreed if Yu could sell 100 accessories at the school cultural festival. Just as Yu expected, the girl burst out laughing because what parents wouldn't worry about their children, making Yu feel very embarrassed. There were still 68 accessories left unsold, so tomorrow Dicton Himari would take care of the sales to surprise Yu's parents. And thanks to Himari's help, Yu achieved the goal of selling 100 flower accessories. Sometime later, both of them entered high school. Himari became very popular with the girls and often promoted Yu's accessory shop to her friends. Currently, Yu has an accessory shop advertised online as a family business because minors are not allowed to run businesses. Although he didn't agree with this arrangement, since his parents were the ones paying for the flowers, he had to accept it. Even when people called him an introvert, he didn't care. At this moment, Himari suddenly grabbed Yu, startling him. He didn't want anyone to bother him while he was working, but Himari had been there for an hour already, and he didn't care. As soon as work ended, Himari immediately jumped onto Yu. He felt as if she was trying to say, "How could you not appreciate having a sweet and lovely friend like me?" Yu admitted that Himari was indeed cute and adorable, but he remained calm and handsome. Himari clung to Yu like a couple in love, but in reality, they were just more than friends but less than lovers. Back in middle school, the reason Himari helped Yu sell accessories was because she also wanted to sell them, so she suggested that Yu open an accessory shop and she would help him manage it. And the truth is, Himari had been observing how Yu managed the shop all this time, and she even knew about Yu tending to the flower garden behind the school as if he were caring for a beloved wife, which made Yu extremely embarrassed. Initially, Himari only intended to buy Yu's choker, but seeing how poorly he was selling, she decided to ask her brother for a favor. Himari made Yu take responsibility with his eyes because she really liked the way Yu's eyes looked when he was working. They were very sincere and beautiful, so Himari wanted Yu not to let anyone else see them but her. In return, Himari would help him sell accessories, and from there, the two became close friends. Back to the present, Himari refused to sign a contract with the company because they wouldn't advertise Yu's accessories. She also vowed to marry Yu before she turns 30 if he hasn't opened a store by then. Moreover, Himari's wealthy brother is also very fond of Yu. Currently, Yu doesn't have a girlfriend because Himari clings to him like a shadow, and he still can't forget his childhood love. As for Himari, she has had quite a few boyfriends, but she dismisses them all like Vina milk. Perhaps this girl only sees other boys as a pastime. As a result, rumors started circulating about Yu and Himari. Himari threatened that she might be forced to marry before 30, so she wants to quickly find someone to take her away, which makes him puzzled as to why arranged marriages still happen in this day and age. Since Himari was born into a prestigious family, political marriages can still occur. So Yu wanted Himari to use him as a shield, which made her laugh out loud. Teasing her best friend was really fun. Yu's day at school has been like this for the past 2 years, and in the evening, he goes to make deliveries. Back in middle school, Yu and Himari talked about love. While Himari didn't want to date, Yu didn't have anyone interested in him because of this strange hobby. So Himari suggested that if they were both still single by the age of 30, they should just get married, and she also wanted him to use her as motivation to open a store. However, Yu bluntly refused because he preferred more graceful girls, unlike Himari. Currently, many boys know that Yu and Himari are close, yet they still confess to Himari and are all turned down by her. Himari doesn't even know what her feelings for Yu were at that time. Did I want you to open the shop so much just to kiss or sleep together? With Himari's personality, she wouldn't beat around the bush like this. She also hopes that Yu's future girlfriend can accept their male-female friendship. After school, while buying milk for Himari, Yu was captivated by a beautiful girl. Even though he doesn't have romantic feelings, Yu generally likes charming girls and often uses them as inspiration to create accessories. He noticed that the girl was wearing a Queen of the Night bracelet that he had made for the school festival. At that moment, the bracelet unexpectedly broke, making the girl very upset. Seeing this, Yu offered to fix the bracelet but received a strange look from the girl. She thought he had improper intentions, leaving Yu only able to cry out in frustration. It had been a long time since he had started a conversation with a stranger, only to be met with a cold reception. But in the end, Yu decided to tell Himari about it because she was the one wearing his first creation. And the result was that Yu still got teased by his best friend as usual. At this moment, a boy named Shinji came to the class looking for Yu. According to Yu, he is quite the ladies' man. And every time they meet, Shinji and Himari bicker like cats and dogs, even though they were a couple back in middle school. The two took the opportunity to shout in the hallway to embarrass each other in front of the whole school. Himari accused Shinji of cheating with 5 other girls while dating her, which made her a target of hatred. Meanwhile, Shinji argued that Himari deserved it because she didn't like him but still agreed to date him, making him feel disrespected. Returning to the main reason Shinji was looking for Yu, it was because the girl from yesterday wanted to meet Yu, to ask him to fix her bracelet. Himari immediately recognized her as Enomoto Rin, also known as Jin, and the two girls were already acquainted. Moreover, Yu was also connected to Jin because Himari's brother and Jin's sister were classmates. On the day Yu was selling accessories, she was present at the school festival to promote for him, so it's very likely that Jin's bracelet was a gift from her. After lunch, Yu began examining Jin's bracelet, and his pensive expression made Jin think it was beyond repair. With a worried look on her face, Himari quickly explained that Yu is naturally shy around girls, then handed a mirror to Jin, causing her to panic at her own scary expression. Taking advantage of the situation, Himari teased Jin relentlessly, which led to her being punished by Jin. You always do whatever comes to your mind, don't you? My favorite toys always end up broken in your hands. This was the first time Yu saw Himari being completely subdued like that, so he also became wary of Jin. Even while being subdued, Himari still managed to think of a way to tease Jin. And so, this hyperactive girl was punished mercilessly by her. After that, Yu completely focused on repairing the bracelet, ignoring everything else. Jin was somewhat astonished seeing this for the first time. He was so focused that he didn't even notice when Himari played a prank on him. It wasn't until he finished that he saw his two friends laughing uncontrollably. Jin was also very grateful to Yu for helping him fix the bracelet. After school, Yu decided to walk home instead of waiting for the bus with the two girls. At this point, Jin curiously asked about their relationship, and Himari said they were just close friends. Himari really wanted to say that she liked Yu's focused look when working, but she was afraid Jin wouldn't understand. She affirmed that they would remain friends until Yu gave up making accessories. At this moment, Jin unexpectedly asked Himari if she had ever invited a stranger out, as her mother always said that only kind people create things that touch the heart. That's why Jin was impressed by someone he had never met, the person who created the accessories that Himari often posted on social media, and Jin felt that it was Yu. This made Himari realize that she had been deluding herself about her special position with Yu, forgetting that others also noticed his good qualities. What are Himari's feelings for Yu? Is it friendship or something else that she hasn't realized? That evening, while Yu was having dinner, his sister Sakura walked in. Yu also told his sister about a girl who asked him to fix a bracelet, and Sakura realized that it seemed like he needed some inspiration. Because almost all the accessories Yu makes are primarily based on Himari. The items he's made recently are all similar, like a small garden that hasn't changed, lacking the passion of love and the tragedy of seeing feelings. Natsumi's family owns a convenience store, and if Yu can't open an accessory shop before he turns 30, he will have to inherit the store. And marrying Himari to take care of his sister until old age leaves him speechless. Even though both families know each other so well, the two of them are still the strongest best friends in history. But Yu realizes that what his sister says is completely true. Yu doesn't have regular customers, and each item is a sudden inspiration for him, cherishing the moments of coming and going like sweet love. In the hallway, Shinji asks Jin about the meeting with Yu yesterday. He realizes that it seems Jin went to meet Yu to confirm something, and an expert in relationships like Shinji could offer her some advice. At this moment, the brat Himari unexpectedly appears, causing the two of them to bicker like cats and dogs. Shinji also leaves afterward when a junior in the club asks him to teach them how to play an instrument. Himari tells Jin that she has a super unique idea, which gives Jin a bad feeling. Yu is tending to the flower garden behind the school when her best friend suddenly jumps on her back. He mentions that he's about to change the theme to making love-themed accessories, which makes her burst into laughter. But Himari finds it completely reasonable because most of Yu's customers are female and they also like love. Even though she doesn't understand what love is, Himari still considers herself the best. To her, love is like kissing or touching, which leaves Yu speechless because that's just desire, dear. However, Himari feels that when people are in love they will want to kiss, and perhaps desire is what leads people to love. Then she asked Yu some incredibly inappropriate questions about her friend Jin, making him feel like Himari was looking at him with the eyes of a pathetic virgin. But he thinks that Himari is no different from him because she also doesn't have a boyfriend, and he hasn't kissed a girl before, so he doesn't have any feelings about it. So Himari suggested that they try kissing, which shocked him completely. Yu immediately refused because they both just agreed that kissing should come with feelings, and aren't we just close friends? Moreover, both of them wanted to know what kissing feels like, so just one trial would be enough to understand that feeling. This made Yu feel that sometimes Himari has interesting ideas, but her logic is somehow flawed. Not giving Yu a chance to object, Himari immediately grabbed Yu's hand and argued that kissing and holding hands are both forms of physical contact, so what's the difference? It turns out the pervert here is actually Himari. Then she lightly tapped her lips to invite Yu, making him reassure himself to stay calm because this was surely just one of Himari's usual teasing games. But when he saw her blushing face getting closer to him, he didn't know what to do. And just as Yu was about to receive his first kiss with Himari, she suddenly laughed like a madwoman, making Yu extremely upset. When it came to Yu, Himari even put on a face as if to say, "I'm still cute even though I just tried to seduce you, right?" And to make it up to Yu, Himari invited him to hang out on Saturday afternoon. On Saturday afternoon, Yu got a ride from Himari's older brother. He was the one who treated Yu to sushi the other day because that's something an older brother should easily do. Yu told Himari's brother about his sister because back in high school, they used to study together. Back then, Sakura was a prodigy which made Yu feel quite insecure about himself. But Himari advised him not to worry because his family would always welcome someone as easygoing as Yu to work with them. Later, Himari would have to go to work, so he couldn't go to the movies with both of them. This older brother's personality was as quirky as Himari's, making it impossible for Yu to predict what he would say. At this moment, Himari unexpectedly appeared and criticized his fashion style as too rustic, but he had to admit that Himari had an extremely neat dressing style. Himari wanted him to dress properly because today it wasn't just the two of them, there was also another special guest, their friend Jin. Jin's attitude remained cold and distant like the previous day, making him feel like their relationship was akin to a player and an NPC. When Himari learned that Yu hadn't found inspiration for his next creation, she boldly suggested Jin as the new model for the brand, which took him by surprise. And the reason Jin agreed to be a model for Yu was because she also wanted to do something to thank him after he fixed the bracelet. Himari suggested that Yu should work at Jin's family bakery because a new model needs new inspiration, but Yu was afraid of bothering Jin's family. While Jin went to make a phone call to ask his mother's permission, Himari explained that since Jin is quite shy, Yu has to agree for there to be any progress, but she didn't bother to say what kind of progress. When they arrived at the accessory store in the mall, Yu seemed to transform into a different person, with a very passionate look in her eyes when talking about making accessories. Then the two best friends took turns trying accessories on Jin to see which colors suited her. To help Jin get along better with both of them, Himari came up with some playful tricks to tease their best friend, making him extremely embarrassed. To find the right accessory for Jin, both decided to try the accessories on her. Himari felt that Jin's skin was very fair, so tying her hair up might suit her better. Then Himari asked Yu to try putting a necklace on Jin. Seeing that Jin didn't seem uncomfortable, Yu went ahead and put the necklace on her, not realizing that she was extremely embarrassed. Himari took the opportunity to tease Yu, saying that Jin had a rather alluring outfit, making Jin even more embarrassed. And every time Himari teased Jin like that, she would be punished by Jin as if punishing a mischievous cat. Now that Yu had the necessary items, he just needed to buy some flowers and try a few more ideas with Jin to finish. At this moment, Jin accidentally saw a type of flower that reminded her of a childhood moment between the two of them, but Yu didn't remember anything, which made her quietly leave. Himari advised her friend to quickly go apologize to her, even though she was the one who had teased her earlier. After the previous incident, Himari decided to play matchmaker for Yu and Jin because she believed Jin could also see how wonderful Yu was, just like she did. At this point, Yu apologized to Jin on behalf of his close friend and also asked Jin about their past relationship. Himari's family often ordered cakes from Jin's family's shop, and during one delivery, Himari's mother asked Jin to befriend her daughter. Yu was very eager to know which flower Jin liked so he could choose it as an accessory, and he found out that Jin liked a flower with large leaves, large like the soul. Yu decided to choose tulips because they represent love and sincerity. Tulips always have a certain allure, even though each flower comes in different colors. People often grow tulips in controlled environments because they bloom due to temperature, so you just need a quick glance to know which flowers are wild. Yu intended to continue explaining, but he immediately apologized to Jin for inadvertently talking about boring things. At this moment, Jin unexpectedly asked Yu why he liked flowers, but since this was a personal question, Yu asked to refrain from answering. However, when he saw Jin's eyes, he told her that during a visit to the botanical garden with his family, he got lost and also met a girl who was lost like him, so he helped her find her parents. Yu even spent his pocket money to buy a flower for the girl, and she promised to cherish the flower and wear it in her hair every day. From then on, he became fascinated by botany, and hoped that one day he would meet that girl again. Besides Himari, he hadn't told this story to anyone else. Jin said that he also knew about this story. Moreover, he knew that Yu had placed a bright red hibiscus flower on the girl, and it suited her very well. This made Yu realize that the girl he secretly admired back then was now standing right in front of him. If tulips represent love, then hibiscus flowers represent elegance and new love. After that, the two exchanged contact information. When Yu saw Himari leave without notice, he immediately called his close friend, not knowing that Himari had thrown her phone away upon seeing his call. In fact, Himari already knew that Jin was Yu's childhood friend from the bus stop the other day. Perhaps their meeting was due to fate, so Himari wanted to matchmake the two of them, but she didn't expect that they wouldn't need any matchmaking. If Himari's two best friends ended up together, she should have been happy, but instead, she felt increasingly distant from Yu when she saw the way he looked at Jin. Himari didn't know what the unclear feelings she had for Yu were, and whether she truly wished herself well or not.